How about this for fine margins? England have won 2 games, by a total of 5 points, to set up a possible Six Nations title shot. Wales have lost twice, by a total of 3 points, and are down in the depths. After all the pre-match talk of transforming Twickenham, there was familiar tension in the air on Saturday as the home side clawed their way back from a 14-5 deficit to snatch the spoils. But by doing so they have already matched their victory count in each of the last 3 championship campaigns, so now there is a glorious opportunity to ensure progress is made this year. England will have to be better, though. So much better. There is a bigger issue here which England are part of and poses a threat to the sport's popularity. This is the time of year when the Six Nations acts as an oval ball showcase, but what the casual viewer is seeing, all too often, is a complex, cagey game. It has become a scientific equation on grass. All the data and analysis is leading to kick tennis and an aerial battle which looks more like Gaelic football. Any quibbles prompt sneering ripostes from those whose job it is to turn rugby into a glorified algorithm. When it degenerates into a back-and-forth quest to force mistakes in the right areas, the laptop brigade can churn out numbers to prove why that is the smart approach, as entertainment is being chased out of town and viewers turn off. England started brightly and with clear intent. But when they ran into trouble, the default was to tighten up in the quest to problem solve. That worked, so it was justified, but it won't be enough against the top teams, and it will increase the disconnect between what is regarded as the route to success and what the watching public want to see. Meanwhile, there is a déjà vu sense that another journey is underway where England and other international teams have to spend months and years learning how to play proper, fluent, effective Test rugby together. If it is always an education process, the sport is just too damn complicated for its own good. Next up, England face Scotland, fueled by burning injustice, at Murrayfield, and they haven't beaten them since 2020. In fact, they have only one win against their northern neighbours in the last 6 encounters. Then come Ireland and France, the European superpowers. Brace, brace. On Saturday's evidence, Steve Borthwick's team could end up horribly out of their depth, but they are at least displaying a handy knack for problem solving. They recovered from going 10-0 down to beat Italy in Rome, and now they have rallied and prevailed after Wales gave them the run around in the first half of this round 2 showdown. Adapting on the hoof was a major English failing in the past, but that has been addressed. George Ford overcame the shock of being denied a first-half conversion shot to take control and mastermind the hosts' comeback. His late 50-22 kick was the rabbit from a hat moment which paved the way for the winning penalty, and Ford's tactical authority was the reason he played the full 80 and Finn Smith was left on the bench, along with Emmanuel Faye-Wabosso. When Wales came searching for a decisive score, England's new hyper-aggressive defence, which had again been exposed at times, repelled them superbly, advancing without the ball to close out the win. But having spoken about staying committed to that Felix Jones formula, they didn't stick with the new expansive attacking blueprint as well. They won by reverting to kick and squeeze. It worked, though, so what next? Will they revert to pragmatism from the off or trust their creative instincts to flourish in Edinburgh? At least Fraser Dingwall's crucial second-half try came from a classy, diving assist by Elliot Daly wide on the left. Ben Earl was a magnificent, try-scoring asset at number 8, but there was further proof England need more punch. They can't beat the top teams without that gainline thrust, so Manu Tuilagi's return to full fitness is timely. Up next will be Scotland with Sione Tuipulotu, then Ireland with Bundy Archie and France with Jonathan Dante. Midfield muscle is essential. What about Wales? This was a gallant near miss for such a young, raw squad. Leicester flanker Tommy Reffell was the best player on the field and again showed why he must be regarded as an early frontrunner to be the Lions' open side in Australia next summer. Rio Dyer was bright and threatening, and how good it was to see George North thundering through contact with purpose again, just as he did in his early career pomp. Warren Gatland could build a competitive Welsh team out of fresh air, which is pretty much the conjurer's task he must perform given the perennial domestic turmoil and struggles of the regions. How he keeps delving into the rubble and pulling together a side capable of punching above their weight is a tribute to his coaching instincts. But the Welsh go to Dublin next, staring down the barrel of a third straight defeat and another disappointing campaign. They are in transition mode, and given what he has to work with, Gatland can be excused the calls for patience. His building for the future mantra is justified when he is having to deploy novices with barely any senior rugby experience, relying on their work ethic and commitment to learn fast. England are theoretically in title contention, but there is a gulf between them and the slick and cohesive Irish, even though Borthwick's men have it in them to put up an almighty fight at Twickenham early next month to ensure another Green Slam is not a formality. That quest will be enhanced by the presence of Tuilagi, possibly Ollie Lawrence and George Martin, to add vital clout. England have shown classy touches, but they require Route 1 momentum as well as lateral ambition.